Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Grow Wealthy Grooming. I am your host, River Lee. I am a certified feline master groomer. I was a dog groomer for over 10 years. I owned multiple businesses, including a grooming salon with 5 employees. I used to manage doggy daycares. So I've done just about everything in the industry. Thank you so much for being here today. Our goal today is to talk about how every customer is not your customer. And I don't want to talk necessarily about customer service and things like that, but making sure it aligns with what you want and the best way for you to live your life. So this is also for people that are employees. It doesn't even always just mean somebody that is a business owner. And you might be like, how is that? So the best way I can explain it, and I've done this in one of my blog articles, is when we talk about customers, I say, let's say coffee. Lots of places sell coffee. Let's talk about, we have Dunkin' Donuts here. That's our like mid-level coffee. We've got Starbucks, which is our more high-end expensive coffee. And then I'll use the example of McDonald's because McDonald's is $1 coffee. You get $1 coffee any size. So the truth is, all 3 of these places sell coffee. McDonald's, it's $1. So with that said, Dunkin' Donuts is your mid-range coffee. It's like $2.50 for a medium cup of coffee. And Starbucks is generally about $2.50 or $3. Now you're sitting there going, that's not a lot of difference. But when you put in perspective, going from $1 to $3 is literally triple the price, right? Because it's triple the price, if you think about it in the responsive grooming, instead of someone having a $40 groom, now we're talking $120 groom. That is a substantial difference. Even though it's a small monetary amount, the value has gone up significantly. So, and again, going up $1 from Dunkin' Donuts to Starbucks, that is a 50% increase. It's a lot of increase. That'd be like going from a $40 groom to an $80 groom, right? Why do people choose to get their coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, and McDonald's? We don't actually know. We are not in someone's head to find out exactly why they do things. But if I were to take a wild guess, people go and get coffee at McDonald's because it's cheap. It's cheap, it's convenient, it's fast, they're everywhere. You can just run in and out and grab it. So with that said, that same person gets very similar convenience with Dunkin' Donuts. However, Dunkin' Donuts is a specialty store. So if you're going to Dunkin' Donuts, you're going out of your way because there's not as many of them, let's say, as McDonald's. So that said, that person cares a little bit more and they're going to pay a little bit more. They're going to vote with their dollars. And Starbucks, I'm a big Starbucks person. Everyone knows that. I overspend my money on Starbucks. That said, I will go out of my way, sometimes a long time out of my way. So with that, I want you to think about, who are you? Are you the convenient, cheap, fast person? Are you kind of mid-range and people would like to be with you, but if they can't, then they won't? Or do you want to be Starbucks? And Starbucks has a lot of their own problems because obviously there are less people who want to go to Starbucks than McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts. They're going to do less customers, but that's why they charge more to make up the difference. So in this analogy, you can also look at this for employment. You know your skill set, you know everything that you're doing. So when you're looking at this, you have to say to yourself, okay, how much money do I need to make in a day? What is reasonable for me to groom? What are my skill sets? What is my branding? All of these things. Sometimes when this is happening, you have to make sure that what you are doing lines up with everything. So let's say if I am a competition level groomer, but my shop looks incredibly tacky and people are wearing overalls and it's not a aesthetically pleasing place to walk in. I walk in and there's hair everywhere, which I understand mid-Saturday, there's nothing you can do. But as a customer, if I'm a wealthy customer, an affluent customer, I don't want to come in with my Chanel heels and walk all over dog hair in the waiting room. And so we have to think about things like that. If you want somebody who's a little less high maintenance, it's great, but someone who's less maintenance is probably not going to invest the money that you might want. So a lot of times people will say something to the effect of, I want every 4-week clients who pay whatever I would tell them to pay, and they want their dogs not 10 strips. Like, okay, well, who is the person? Who are these people that have enough money and they see value in their pets being clean and maintained? Those are generally the same kinds of people that take care of their own selves. So those are your ideal customers if that's what you want to do, if you want to be Starbucks. When you're looking at that, look at your skill set and ask yourself, am I really the groomer that I want to be? There are so many opportunities, but again, you have to make sure that your image is on point and not everyone is your customer. So if you own a higher end boutique salon, a once your Newfoundland walks in the door, you probably don't have time to service them. And even if you do service them, it's going to take so much more time, energy, money on your part in order to take care of that customer. And you're taking away from the good customers that come in every 4 weeks. If you want a salon where you're like, oh no, I want everyone come in 6 to 8 weeks, I'm totally fine with that. That's great. But then you have to remember that somebody who's willing to slide on times, you've got to fill in that spot. So knowing what you want in a customer is going to be incredibly helpful. And not everyone is your customer. I made my last business, so the cat grooming business. I'm mobile. I want it to be really tight. So with that, it sounds crazy, but it's $100 to $165 per cat. They have to be on a 4-week schedule. And I try to make everyone on the same schedule. And if I make it all on the same schedule, then that's going to really help me out. I don't chase customers. I know the condition the cat's going to be in. I know all of these positive things. And that's what I want in my business. And because I want those Starbucks level clients, I have a uniform, I have, my branding, I believe, is on point with those women. These are not necessarily, they are people that are willing to invest in the right place. I can see that in all the patterns of their purchases and like when I talk to them. And in the middle, you have lots of people in the middle, especially if you want people with young kids. So depending upon where you live, if you live in a commuter town or in an area that's wealthy, but it's mostly young families, someone with a young family needs more flexibility. They don't know what the hell's going to happen with their 3 kids. And so if you want somebody for that, then you have to remember that that person is probably going to cancel a lot of appointments. That person will do their best, but if one kid gets sick, what are they going to do? They're not going to cart that kid to your grooming salon and then wait 2-4 hours for the dog to be done and then grab the dog again. That's not going to happen. They're just going to cancel and let the dog get dirty. And that dog is going to be a lot more maintenance than a dog owned by a woman, let's say in her 50s or 60s, when her kids are grown and they're out of the house. And on the flip side, if you want somebody who doesn't view their pet as family or they don't invest in their pet as family, that's a lot harder sell. Those tend to be your once a year, grooms, either right before Christmas or right before summer. They either want to shave them because they think they're going to be hot, or they want to make sure that the mother-in-law doesn't judge them on Thanksgiving. There are so many people like that. I would say that's about half of the community that own pets. And then there's various shades of how much people care about their animals. But when you're in the veterinarian industry, I noticed that it's essentially like the people that will pay things. So if the pet gets sick, let's say the dog ate a sock, you have people that'll just put the dog down. You get people that'll put it on the credit card, but only for like $1 or $2 grand. And then you have people that say, I don't care what it costs. And we tend to be the, I love my animal, I want him to be better, but not everybody is. And we just always assume that people will be that way. And then you start feeling compassion fatigue because you so desperately want to make all these animals' lives better. And there's nothing you can do because this person has decided, your McDonald's people have decided that it is not cheap, it is not quick, it is not convenient, then they don't want it. They will go elsewhere. So back to your skill set. With your skill set, figure out, does what you want to do with your skill set fit your clients? If you're that person who wants to do hand scissor dogs, you need the Starbucks clients, because even the Dunkin' Donuts clients, they can't pay you for your time. The extra time it takes you to scissor up a dog versus just running a 5-blade through it, it's at least double. And if you want someone to pay you double for your time, and let's be honest, double wear and tear in your body, scissoring is so bad for your hands. So how are you going to attract those people? And then if you're an employee and you love hand scissoring, or let's say you love hand stripping, anything that's a higher end skill set, if you actually know breed profiles, and make sure if you have those amazing skills that you're going to work for a place that is actually going to pay you accordingly and actually cares that you have those skill sets. So if you're an employee, tell me why you chose the business that you're working for. Do they have the customers that your skill set and what you want fits? And then if you are a business owner, are you getting the clients that you want? And if you're not, stop and think about why you're not. What I will do is I will create some videos based on going more into depth of the 3 that I talked about, the 3 customers, the McDonald's, the Dunkin' Donuts, the Starbucks customers. I'll do some follow-up videos for that and really go down deep into what I think that means. And you guys can tell me if you like that idea, or who's your customer, why are they your customer? And there's going to be variations because you're going to have people that make a lot of money, but they're Dunkin' Donuts customers. All right, guys, I am so sorry. This is going to be cut short. It has been great talking to you guys. I always want to bring up my online course, Personal Finance in a Leash. We are going to be opening at the end of August. Before that, if you want to join, I will put the link below. However, if you're finding this later and you're unable to join because we only open up Personal Finance in a Leash twice a year, I would love for you to come to the community. You can join my Facebook group called Finances for the Grooming Industry, and I would love to see you there. All right, guys, happy grooming.